Very good movie for what it is. You know, it's a Netflix film. It's not top tier stuff. This is not Top Gun. This is not Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's not movie of the year material, but it's very fun and it's a good time. So give it a shot. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Hope Views. Today we're going to be discussing Day Shift, the new Netflix movie starring Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, Dave Franco, and many others. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't so far. We still get a lot of views from people who aren't subscribed. We're still creeping and crawling to 1,000 subscriptions. I would appreciate it if you would click that button, hit the alerts, come back and check out more videos. We try to talk about a lot of different topics here on the channel. But talking about Day Shift, I want to get into it. I don't want to spoil it. If I want to talk about this film and I want to do it with a very few amount of words, I would say that this is very unserious fun. After watching the first trailer for this, I thought to myself, it's probably not going to be something that's super amazing. The way Netflix has done this summer, it's been very hit or miss. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the misses. After watching the entire film, I don't feel like it was a miss for them. I think this is exactly what they were aiming to make, and it came across very well. It translated very well with the way everything kind of unfolded and the execution of everything. I, on my scale, give this movie a 7.6 out of 10, I believe my score was. You can check the description for the whole breakdown. And for this video, to keep it spoiler free, I'm gonna do my best to go through those categories, and I found it's just an easier way to do it. No spoilers, but still talk about every single thing that I want to talk about, because there's a lot I want to talk about, surprisingly. In relation to the visuals, you know, the visual category is kind of weird for me, because when you look at the cinematography of this movie, there's not much to write home about. There's nothing really special that stands out. To me at least, that really caught my attention and say, oh, this is amazing. There's a lot of cool camera angles during the fight scenes. The fight scenes themselves are very well choreographed, and they are extended. They feel very long, brutal fight scenes in this movie. But that's not the part that really had me high on it, the way it was shot or anything like that. I really enjoyed the performances. One from Jamie Foxx, because it's consistent with what Jamie Foxx does in action. I think back to Project Power. And I think to a lot of his older work that he did in bigger blockbuster films. Like, Jamie Foxx is pretty consistent. The one who stands out to me here is Dave Franco. Dave Franco steals the movie, in my opinion. He's very funny in his delivery. He's very believable in his role. I really enjoyed Dave Franco, and there are several times where the movie tries to make you think you're not gonna get much more Dave, but you do get a lot more Dave, and I do enjoy all the iterations and transformations and things that he goes through in the film. I like Dave Franco a lot more after watching this. Snoop Dogg, when it comes to the visuals, Snoop is in this, and I'm not a big proponent of Snoop as an actor. I loved him in Baby Boy. He did great. That's his best role ever. But to say, oh, let's get Snoop more lines, like, nah, I'm not one of those guys. And he sprinkled in this just enough to be like, okay, cool, we got enough Snoop. Any more Snoop and I would have been unsatisfied. And he did have a line or two in the movie that made me think like, oh man, why y'all doing this here? I don't like it. But it didn't take away from the movie too much for me. The story was forgettable, incredibly forgettable. It's vampire hunters. He's hunting vampires, selling the teeth to make money. Not a big deal at all. Not something that's spoiled. It's something that's there that moves the whole movie along, but not necessarily anything amazing. I will say with the way the movie was written, they did do a small bit of world building, and I was impressed with the amount of world building that they did without going too deep into exposition. So I was cool with the world building from a story perspective, and I really like that, you know, the way things unfolded, you know, with the story, but not necessarily the story itself. It wasn't anything super impressive. Biggest 2 points for me, and the strongest 2 points of the movie for me, would be the pace and the entertainment value. The movie is paced super well. You get into the movie and within 2 minutes, you know this is gonna be a very unserious, fun, meant to be fun action movie. And it was done pretty well, in my opinion. Like, everything about it was engaging. You know, you got the old 1990s rap soundtrack. The songs were perfectly placed, perfectly placed. You even had old Ice-T songs in this. I really liked the soundtrack. that they chose to go with for the movie, and it added to the entertainment value as well as just action scenes, man. You get them right after the other. I think the worst action scene in the movie would probably be a chase scene that they do, like, you know, driving around. I think they tried to capture elements from other films, and I don't want to say it and kind of give it away. I do feel, though, if you are a viewer and you saw the movie, you know what they were trying to invoke when they had the chase scene. The chase scene that I'm talking about with his daughter in the car. It was very reminiscent of another film. That's probably the only part of the action and the pace that I didn't like. That chase scene kind of, you know, let me down. But aside from that, the movie was great. Rewatchability is a 6 on my little scale because, you know, it's R-rated, so it's kind of hard to get back to it. But then at the same time, would I be willing to get back to it? Absolutely, I would be willing to sit down with a different audience or with the wife and really give it my full attention, one full ride through one more time. So yeah, very good movie for what it is. You know, it's a Netflix film. It's not top tier stuff. This is not Top Gun. This is not Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's not movie of the year material, but it's very fun and it's a good time. So give it a shot. That's all I have for this here video, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good because Day Shift